She is a children's content creator, okay? A wonderful human being. Miss Rachel also has a conscience. And of course, as a human being with a heart who can demonstrate empathy, Miss Rachel is very much against Israel's genocide in Gaza. There are beautiful visuals from Gaza that like the Gazan children have heard Miss Rachel's cries for help, and as a wonderful person, there's like children in Gaza that watch her content. Okay, this is all she does. She's just like a very nice person talking about do not dehumanize the Gazan children, the Gazan babies that Israel's killing. Please, can we not kill children in Gaza? That's, you might think I'm exaggerating, but that's unironically what she's saying. Like, she's not doing the fucking glory to the fighters, Intifada revolution. She's not doing any of that, which, by the way, I'm not even saying that that's a bad thing to do. Okay, I'm not saying that at all. But she's not even doing that. She's just basically saying, can you please not kill little children in Gaza? Okay? Yeah, this is like if Israel was like, Mr. Rogers is actually an anti-Semite and we must kill him. Like, basically the Mr. Rogers of our generation. So what did Long Island's very own psychopath Leora Rez do? The person responsible for the Stop Anti-Semitism account that is also obviously funded by the same front groups that funds parts of the Israel lobby and also parts of Canary Mission as well. Stop Anti-Semitism post. Stop Anti-Semitism is calling on Attorney General Pam Bondi, to investigate if Miss Rachel is being funded by a foreign party to push anti-Israel propaganda to skew public opinion. Since 10/7, Miss Rachel has transformed into an amplifier of Hamas propaganda, broadcasting to 20+ million followers across her platforms. She's promoted a starving child from Gaza photo, which was actually cystic fibrosis case. Hamas false stat of 14,000 kids killed, 72% of death are combat-age men. That's fucking literally not true. Fake cold deaths in Gaza. Photos circulating at this time online were of frostbite taken from Wikipedia while the temperatures were warm. Claims Israel is indiscriminately bombing kids despite Israel taking extensive measures to minimize civilian casualties. No, you can't come over to my house to do a sleepover. What the fuck are you saying? Take a week off. Don't joke about shit like that. Jesus Christ. I can't tell if you're memeing or if you're being an actual fucking freak. Accusations of Israel blocking aid in violation of Geneva Convention despite 1.7 million tons delivered. Is someone funding Miss Rachel? File a FARA complaint and help us get answers. Now, what's really funny about a fucking demon talking about FARA violations when she is working for a fucking foreign nation and may or may not actually get funded directly, but certainly indirectly from said foreign nation, is the irony is not lost on me. It's not lost on me at all. If I'm a defender of Israel, I'm never talking about FARA. I'm not reminding people that FARA even exists, because if there's one fucking country whose defenders serially violate FARA, it's fucking Israel. Okay? So yeah, I quote retweeted and said, Leora Rez, I think life would be so much better if you took your Klonopin while reading erotic fiction like the other bored Long Island housewives instead of becoming this Knesset-funded gang stalker for an apartheid you don't even live in. Monstrous fucking ghoul, dude. What is this? First this, and now anti-Semitic? Okay, well, I don't know what that is. I don't care about that. Yeah. This is the person behind Stop Anti-Semitism. She's the one calling Miss Rachel a Hamas sympathizer in the New York Post. Leora Reznichenko. This is what she replied to Ilhan Omar with. I am a fearless crusader for social justice and a proud Jewish woman. Yeah, New York Post article, by the way, talks about the propaganda that Miss Rachel has participated in. In a letter to Bondi, the group said Miss Rachel, who once focused solely on catering the children, has been incorporating Hamas-like propagated images and stories for her content. This is a prayer for children in Gaza. Please stop hurting them. Stop Anti-Semitism says the influencer's posts are anti-Israel. These people are such monstrous little fucking scumbags. But honestly, I don't want to course correct too much. I don't want them to recognize that they are perceived as monstrous fucking scumbags, because I do really think that these kinds of actions genuinely cause people to fucking despise them and genuinely cause the nation state of Israel to further become a fucking pariah. It is the Rabbi Shmuley phenomena. Every time someone sees Rabbi Shmuley and associates him with the nation state of Israel, therein lies another anti-Zionist. Okay? There is no way that you encounter Rabbi Shmuley being a repulsive little monster talking about how Hamas is cutting the titties off of Israeli women and playing soccer with the titties. Like, when you hear him say that, there is 0% chance you go, I'm with that guy. I'm defending whatever the fuck his cause is. And 100% chance you go, I'm literally opposing whatever the fuck you stand for. Tomorrow, you could come out and be like, I actually love drinking water. Everyone should drink water. I'd be like, I'm never touching that shit ever again. Okay? He is such a repulsive fucking monster that I think he is a loyal soldier in the anti-Zionist cause. By the way, the thing that I said about Hamas cutting titties, that he literally did say that. He made that false claim directly on the Piers Morgan show. That is a direct quote, verbatim. Like, I'm not even paraphrasing. He said exactly those words. The sequence of words that I just said, he said exactly. But it doesn't end there. Here, we'll also cover this. Evidence is piling up. Pew poll found more than half of U.S. adults, 53%, including 69% of Democrats, now express an unfavorable opinion of Israel, up from 42% in March 2022. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's crazy. Oh, my God. You know what we should do? Defend Israel harder. That's what our politicians should do. That's what they should keep doing. This seems like a good cause. It's over. The project is done, okay? It will be more violent than you could ever imagine, and it has already been insanely violent, but it's over. There is a lifeline. There's a shelf life to this, and it's at its end. Okay, what does the percentage look like among our politicians? 100%. 100% of politicians offer unconditional loyalty to the nation state of Israel, and 53% of all Americans have an unfavorable view of the fucking apartheid state. At a certain point, this contradiction will worsen to such a degree that Americans are going to start despising their politicians even further. Okay? There's also this kind of dumb shit happening. Jake Wallace Simmons post. This advertisement is actually really sad and disturbing. It shows the bigotry that Israelis have to deal with all around the world. Good people need to stand up. Let's watch. Trigger warning, okay? It's a really shitty ad. Trigger warning, self-victimization of Israelis, Zionists in particular.
Where are you from? Greece. Italy. Sweden. עם ישראל חי אבל בינתיים זורמים עם התרבות המקומית איך בכל
Johan?
מכניס איזו תפנית בינלאומית. בתחבולות עושים שיהיה נוח.
אנחנו מספרד, אתה שותק.
עד שפתאום בורחת העברית. מה אמרתי לך? מה אמרתי לך?
Are you from Israel? Yes. יאללה בלגן! יאללה בלגן!
אך יאוול יאוול, מרגישים בבית, כמו בישראל. כאן סוף סוף אפשר.
שחור בבקשה.
תודה לך.
תודה.
להיות פשוט ענק.
זה בשבילכם.
בלי להתנצל.
Thank God we can be ourselves not apologizing, okay? Oh my God. Dude, let me tell you something, okay? This is an entire nation experiencing collective psychosis. Like, it's worse than America, which is shocking because America's pretty fucking fashy, all right? But the level of perceived victimhood that is self-imposed directly in the heart of every Israeli person is so psychotic to me. Like, the victim mentality of an oppressive force that is doing almost exclusively evil in the process of doing crimes against humanity that are in history books, crimes against humanity that are damn near identical to those that the Jewish population faced throughout history. Okay. And then simultaneously turning around and being like, you know, I just can't even defend my apartheid state without people looking at me and being like, you're fucking gross, dude. You're a fucking gross, monstrous piece of shit. Incredible stuff. Now, what's really funny about this, what's really funny about all this, by the way, yeah, it's really a national pathology to be brazenly carrying out blood-curdling war crimes on a daily basis and yet somehow still see yourself as the eternal victim. Straight up. That is precisely what the fuck's going on here, okay? Now, what's hilarious about this, despite the psychosis that we're talking about, is like every American, no matter how fucking right-wing they are, okay, kind of understands that there is a decent reason for why some countries might not fuck with us. Okay? Like every single American in this chat knows exactly why if you go to a country and you say you're American, people might go, oh, ew, yuck. Every single one of you kind of understands why that is the purpose. Okay? And even like right-wing people who love America will still be like, yeah, we did some fucked up shit. Like at least in the rear view mirror, you know what I mean? Like established that it was a universal wrong that is now established in American society, like the Iraq War, you know what I mean? Most right-wingers, most Republicans are like, yeah, that wasn't good. Okay? What's fucking hilarious about this, and that's why a lot of Americans joke and say they say that they're Canadians when they travel, you know, around the world. But what's hilarious about this is the consciousness, the collective consciousness in Israel and the collective attitude in Israel is like, everybody hates us because we're Jewish and not because we are coming from the apartheid state that is doing a live streamed baby murder genocide. Okay? That's why. That's what it is. It's just like, oh, it's not the actions of the state that I'm repping that people have issue with. Okay? It must be because they're anti-Semitic. Now, this isn't to say that anti-Semitism isn't real or doesn't exist or whatever the fuck. Obviously, it is. It very much is real. The problem here, however, is that these guys are saying directly that as Israelis, we are being oppressed. We are victim to other people because they have a conscience and they don't like that we are doing a live streamed baby murder genocide.
בלי להתנצל
כאן? אפשר קצת פחות...
תמיד נהיה שם
We will always
בשבילכם.
be there for
אל
you.
על.
El Al, more than an airline, is Israel. Now, of course, this is a fucking airline commercial, chat. Just also understand, like, this isn't like, the Israeli government put out an ad to talk about, like, how anti-Semitism is skyrocketing in Europe or whatever the fuck. This is just a way to sell airplane tickets. Like, what level of collective hallucination do you have to be at where everybody gets exactly what the point you're making here and agrees with you and goes, oh, I can't wait to fly El Al. It is insane. It's actually fucking insane. Wait, what? Another ad by them? Okay, I can't stand these motherfuckers. I'm not going to watch it. I said, quick solution, free Palestine, offer reparations, a right to return, punish the war criminals, and then maybe one day the world will forget Israel's crimes against humanity. I'm sorry, the apartheid ethno-religious supremacist settler colony you want to defend so bad is doing a live stream genocide of mostly women and children, which can be often repulsive to people with a conscience. No one thinks you're a victim in this. And of course, every single fucking blue check mark came into the replies to be like, you are Hamas. One day we will kill you too. You are Hamas. And it's good. It's good that it's a live stream genocide. I like seeing the live stream genocide. Hamas, typical Hamas. How is that working out for Gazans? Imagine if Jews demanded the same of Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Egypt, and refused statehood and peace until they got it. Baghdad was 25% Jewish. Oh my God. Oh my God. Propping this up is going to get increasingly expensive. The $100 million AIPAC spent last election will look like a bargain compared to the cost of winning when you're this badly underwater. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, two reasons why that's hilarious. He literally said, oh, Baghdad was 25% Jewish, so it should be a part of Israel, which is once again an insanely weird ultra-Zionist, like supremacist attitude to have. That's the problem, dog. That's not how this works. You can have a nation where, yeah, you can have a nation where there's 25% Jewish people and not have it be the Jewish nation. Like, what a fucking psychotic attitude to have. That's number one. Number two, Iraq is the worst example to use because Iraqi Jews did not want to fucking leave Iraq. Israel literally started bombing fucking synagogues to tell them that, like, there was great instability for Iraqi Jews. You are not free here. You should be afraid here. Come to Israel instead. They literally did that. Mossad bombed fucking synagogues. Anyway, the last part of this, what is this? Something I've noticed about Israel defenders that they cling to early post 10/7 responders when you push them on the military occupation that's still ongoing 2 years later. They have largely not moved past their initial flimsy rhetoric and are wondering why people aren't as swayed anymore. Yeah. Now, the other side of this story also is that, no disrespect, but accept all disrespect. Israeli tourists can be really fucking annoying, okay? And I'm sorry, this is not anti-Semitism. Don't be like, oh, the Jewish state. You're saying, no, like, it's the same. If Saudi tourists, by and large, had the exact same fucking attitude, I'd be like, yeah, Saudi tourists are insanely fucking annoying. And some Saudi tourists are fucking annoying, to be fair, okay? Israeli tourists will literally go everywhere on the planet and act like it's fucking Israel there, okay? They'll be like, oh, where is the IDF? We need to eliminate this Hamas person. No politic here. No politic. So yeah, I'm sorry if you think that you're in fucking Jerusalem spitting on the person, but instead you're in fucking Tokyo spitting on Japanese people who are demonstrating in favor of Palestine, yeah, people are going to eventually go, you suck, dog. I don't want to be around you, okay? Israel and its defenders are Israel's worst fucking enemy, okay? It reminds me of the two Israelis that were in Miami, and the one Zionist Miami guy who was also Jewish fucking shot at them because they were Arab Jews and they look like they might be Palestinian. Both parties came out of that process and turned around and said, it's actually the fucking Arabs that are at fault here. The guy who shot at them thought he was shooting at Palestinians, which is psychotic. The guys who got shot, on the other hand, also were like, yeah, we thought it was fucking Palestinians shooting at us. How insane. Collective delusion. Yeah, here. This is
Get out!
yeah, screaming at fucking Japanese elderly people that are demonstrating in favor of Palestine in fucking Tokyo, dude. What are you talking about? The world is not your oyster, okay? Not everywhere is Tel Aviv. You can't behave like this. The fuck do you think you're doing?
Yourself! Shame on you, you murderer!
Murderer, rapist.
I don't answer to your kid and your wife! Your kid and your wife! Your kid and your wife! Disgusting! They don't understand. I'm not from New York City. They don't understand. Shame on you after I said it today. You're sitting here.
It's so crazy. It's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. It is literally fucking mental illness. Like, being in defense of Israel is a genuine mental disability where you just start behaving in this way. And the more you defend Israel, the more mentally ill you become. And it's like transphobia. Really. Like, there are different levels of insanity that you reach. And the highest stage of this for transphobia is when you start transvestigating people, you know? The highest stage of this is when you just assume everyone and anyone is Hamas and is directly responsible for doing Hamas. But that's what it is. It's just fascism. It's not this. There are historic examples of this. Okay? Think about your dumb hog relatives that like are hopped up on American exceptionalism. They behave in a way that's not dissimilar to this when called into question. I guess like you have to be a little fucking brain broken to defend Israel's actions, especially at this stage. So it's expected. But god damn, dude. Like, they're doing a BDS to themselves. You know what I mean? Like, they're literally just, they're so fucking repulsive in their behavior that they unironically do a self-imposed BDS. I literally know an Ashkenazi anti-Zionist Israeli, and he's had Mizrahi counterprotests to tell him to go back to Poland. Yeah, no, that's the funniest part. And it's also funny because they align themselves with like non-Jews that are also deeply anti-Semitic. And that's how you create a fucking attitude where Josh Hawley, who is a fucking right-wing Christian Republican, who will then go yell at fucking other Zionist Jews in a congressional hearing because they're not sufficiently on board with the mass deportation policies. Like, literally, liberal Zionist Jews that are like, okay, maybe the deportations are a bridge too far for me. It's giving Nazi Germany. And you got fucking Josh Hawley being like, shut up. He's like, shut up, Jew. I know better than you about how to defend Judaism in this country. It's like, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? Anyway, you're kind of being problematic with all these stereotype. I don't know, Hasan, you're being kind of problematic right now. Okay, dude, you know what's problematic? Fucking defending genocide. Suck my dick. Anyway, why are leftists so angry about multiple progressive candidates in New York City? Seems like people will vote for who they think are better because it just splits the votes, even though there's ranked choice. I've said this before, but you have no idea how fucking depressing it is to watch direct descendants of Holocaust refugees supporting modern day Nazi tactics in America like 1-to-1. There's not even an air of plausible deniability anymore. Yeah, I don't understand. I also don't understand how they don't. I don't understand how they don't see how this will fucking inevitably explode in their faces. It's so dumb. The association of, like, this is not the main point that I choose to make. It's certainly not like the most consequential harm that's happening right now. But the reality of the matter is, especially because, not because like anti-Semitism rising is not harmful, but because that in and of itself, while there's still institutional defense against anti-Semitism, is greatly escalating Islamophobia in the short term and in the long term, right? Like there's direct fucking deportations happening. It is just, it's still shocking to me that like liberal Zionist Jews and ultra Zionist Jews alike, like all Jews living in the Western world, not recognizing that that they're on borrowed time in this like dangerous allegiance that they're entertaining at this moment. The notion that they think that they're not going to inevitably be in the crosshairs is so fucking stupid. They are so stupid. Muslims and Arabs are directly under attack, so are brown people in general, more so than Jewish people, to be honest? Yes, of course, 100%. There's still no institutional allowance for anti-Semitism, whereas Islamophobia is not only permissible, but entertained and also promoted. White supremacy, Adam Friedland jokes about this. He says, Jews are still considered white. I am terrified of Jews losing white status, right? He's like, Israel is fucking up the bag because now us Jews are going to lose white status. Like we're going to lose our white status soon because of these guys. And he's right. I mean, he's joking, but he's kind of right, where like there's a lot of resentment towards Israel. And people associate Israel with Judaism because of defenders of Israel and haters of Israel alike. Like the anti-Semites say Israel is for the Jews, and so do the lovers of Israel. And even Jews themselves. So as someone whose name is Hasan, living in a post 9/11 universe in the United States of America, I will never understand the personal association that American Jews have with ISIS, okay? With literally the Jewish ISIS. It's fucking insane. They're like, imagine if Israel was like, we are ISIS, okay? And we're doing this for Judaism. This is what we're doing. We love doing this for Judaism. This genocide we're doing for Judaism, remember. And if you ever criticize it, you're actually against Jews in general. And this is all we care about. And this is the only thing we care about over and over and over again. It's like me running around being like, dude, are you kidding me? The Islamic Caliphate? It's fucking awesome. Why would you ever criticize ISIS? You are so Islamophobic. Like, it's like that. It's like if I was running around saying that shit. Like, it's insane. It blows my mind. Anyway, I